Today on the 419 Outdoors, we're taking a look at my top 5 go-to tarp shelters. Stick around. Thank you for joining me back again today on the 419 Outdoors. Today we are taking a look at my top 5 go-to tarp shelters. Now your shelters with your tarps may vary depending on the size of tarp that you have, whether or not your tarp has loops in the middle of the tarp, around the outside, whatever it would be. It will vary the setups you're capable of doing with your tarp. But today we're just using my 6x8 canvas tarp that I waxed myself. So let's jump right in. Here's number 5. And number 5 on my list is the lean-to. Probably the fastest and easiest. Doesn't offer the best all-around protection because it's really only protecting me from one direction. If you have to set your shelter up in a hurry, this is probably the easiest go-to shelter that I can think of. Coming in at number 4, have the lean-to with a roof. This one isn't quite as easy as the lean-to, requires a little more material to do. As you can tell, we need support poles and extra cordage, which I didn't bring enough of today. I'm using my counterweight instead. Boy Scout motto, fail. Definitely not prepared. But this offers me overhead protection, backside protection, a little bit better than just the lean-to itself. So if I have that extra time, it's not really raining or snowing on me or anything like that, I would probably go with something a little more like this here. And coming in at number 3 on today's list is the A-frame. This again is a quick, easy shelter to get up if you're in a hurry. Run your ridge line, tarp over the top, stake out the corners, you got shelter. The downside to this shelter is, 1, it's very low to the ground, and 2, it doesn't offer protection on the ends. And if it happens to be raining, you're probably getting water underneath of it as well. But any protection is better than no protection. Coming in at number 2, we have the A-frame with a floor. While almost every time you're ground camping, you'll do something to prevent conduction, the heat from your body escaping through the ground, or the ground pulling the heat from your body. This configuration offers you a little bit of protection from the ground. Maybe the ground's wet, whatever the case would be. You'll have a little bit of the tarp material on the ground to protect you from whatever may be there. It doesn't really require much more setup than the straight up A-frame. Maybe some rocks or something to hold the sides out, some extra cordage and stakes, whatever it is that works for you. And if you really want, you may be able to close off one of the ends down here to prevent animals from joining you for a sleep overnight. Before we get into number 1, let's just take a quick second to go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like the video, and ring that notification bell so you can be alerted when new videos come out. Without any further ado, let's get to number 1. And coming in at number 1 is the Plow Point shelter. This shelter offers quite a bit of protection from the sides, the top, the back, almost all the way around. And it leaves me the room to have my fire out here in the front and be able to have that heat in my shelter. Thank you for tuning into the 419 Outdoors today and checking out my top 5 go-to tarp shelters. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm getting ate alive by mosquitoes, so it's time to go. I'll catch you guys on the next video.